and Pharmaceuticals in association with Higher Secondary Principals Forum.
So welcome students, Suswagatam, and let us start with Social Science 1 of Standard 10th. The topics which are included for our formative 1 are early trade activities, that is there for 2 marks, age of industrialization for 2 marks, post-industrialization age for 2 marks, union legislature, that is the civics lesson for 2 marks, and union executive is for 2 marks. So this will be our portion for formative 1. Early trade activities. This is the first lesson which we are going to do today. Now, in standard 8th, we had already studied about the lesson from trade to territory. And in this lesson, we had learnt about how the Europeans came as traders and they set up their territory here. So this is similar way. Here we are going to study in this lesson. We will study trade in ancient and medieval ages, causes of geographical discoveries. These 2 units I will be taking in the first lesson today, and the other parts of this lesson are major discoveries and effects of geographical discoveries. These last 3 and 4, these 2 units will be in the next lesson. So today I am going to start with trade in ancient and medieval ages. Trade is considered to be as ancient as mankind. So right from the early, people were trading, and the trading activities were always a part of the human civilization since the ancient period. Trading activities had existed since the days of the ancient Greek and Roman civilization also. Now you all may have a question that what is the proof that whether really the trade was going on. See, earlier it was the barter system which was there, and now let us see what is the proof. So here we have the evidence of trading activities between East and West. This has been proved by the Roman coins which had been found in the excavations in the different countries including India. Even during the Indus Valley civilization in India, information of trade between India and Mesopotamia has been recorded. So students, this is the proof which was there to show that these coins or the other things which were found in the excavations are the proof that yes, there was a trade between the different countries including India. Now, medieval ages, how the trade was going on. Let us see this. Mediterranean and the Baltic seas were used as commercial highways, and since these seas were used as commercial highways, 2 important cities, that is Genoa and Venice, were the important commercial cities. So as the days pass on, which cities will be very important and which cities will earn importance always goes on changing. Now here at Genoa and Venice, merchants from Europe and Asia used to meet and they used to exchange the goods. Students, like in Goa, you all may see that supposing people are gathering from all over Bardez Taluka to Mapsa, and there they are selling the goods. Similarly, here also at Genoa and Venice, they used to exchange the goods. Now in this slide, you all can see the Mediterranean Sea. This is the sea. And next slide, we will see the Baltic Sea. So these were the important commercial highways which were there. Now besides this, the Silk Route was also one of the major routes used by the Arab merchants to carry out their trading activities with the far eastern countries like China. Now you all, students, you all are very familiar with the silk chocolate. But this is the Silk Route. Now what is the difference? On this route, they used to carry the silk from China to the European countries. The trade routes of ancient and the medieval ages were land routes which passed through the various countries. So here was the problem. because the land routes were passing through various countries. Now, till 15th century, these routes were used by the traders who earned huge profits by selling the goods from one country to another. The European demand for goods from East continued to increase, and this made the commercial class the richest class in the society. Now here you all can see the Silk Route, that is from China, how the silk was taken to the European countries. Once again, let me show from China how the Silk Route was going up to Europe, and this was the route from where the silk was carried. The trading activities received a setback to the developments in the international politics during the 14th century and 15th century, which necessitated the need to discover a new trade route which would be safer, more convenient, and not under the control of any country. So here now they wanted to find out a new trade route. Why? Because the route had to be safer, more convenient, and it should not be under the control of any country. Now, this led to the age of geographical discoveries when the Europeans had explored the continents of Asia, Africa, and they also discovered America. Now, before we go to the causes of the geographical discoveries, I would like to tell you all a story. See here, long ago, there was a farmer who was staying in England, and he had a limited land. And he used to cultivate that land and thus had very little income. So every time this farmer was thinking that how can I get more wealth? This is what he was thinking, and one night he had dreamt that lot of wealth is buried to the east of his farm. So early in the morning when this farmer got up, he was very happy, thinking what? That lot of wealth is there towards the east, and if I go there, I will get this wealth. But now to go there, the problem is that how to confirm the east direction. And so he learned geography to know the directions. Now even after learning geography, we are not that confident enough about the directions. And so he is taking help of the navigational aids to confirm the east. Now what are navigational aids? We will study in this lesson. Then now navigational aids are there, geography he has learned, he has confirmed the direction, but now the main problem is of money. Now to go so far from from west to east, it would be very difficult because problem of money was there. So he is thinking of going and to the king. Why? To get the financial assistance from the kings to dig out that wealth. Students, like today, if we have a problem, you all can get educational loans or something like that. Or you all go to the MLAs or to the ministers to take the help. Similarly, this farmer also went to the king to get the financial assistance. Now the king said that I am ready to give you help, but the thing is that there are two conditions on which I will help you. First thing, you have to share the wealth with me. And the second thing is that you should spread Christianity, that is my religion, wherever you go. So this is a story about the farmer. The king agreed, and the farmer is going towards the east now. Now this is the story just made to understand the geographical discoveries. That is the causes of the geographical discoveries. So we are going to see one by one now. Now just recall the story that farmer had a limited land. Now the point we are going to remember from this story is that limitation of land routes. Now what are land routes? When we go through the land, it's a land route. See, today when we travel, we either travel by the sea route or land route or airways or railways. But here land routes had some limitations. What were the problems of the land routes? Now traveling by land routes were time consuming. It took months together to travel from one place to another. Now today also, supposing from Parvari we have to go to Delhi, it will take lot of time if we go by land route. Provided if we go by airways or the railways, it will take little less time. But here now land routes used to take lot of time. So this is one limitation. The second limitation is that it was full of risk because the traders always faced the danger of being attacked by the robbers. Now the traders were on the road. They used to not stay in a safe place, and so there was a danger that robbers might attack them. So this was there. There was no proper lodging facilities for the traders during night time. Students, today when you all go for a tour, supposing if we are going to Delhi or Hyderabad, we stay in nice hotels, we stay in the lodgings. But during that time, there were no proper lodging facilities. So there was a problem for the traders where to stay, and there was no safe place also. Now, the time taken for traveling made it impossible for the traders to carry the trade in perishable goods. Now, what are perishable goods? The goods which can get destroyed faster are perishable goods. For example, if we are going to take mangoes, famous mangoes of Goa to America or somewhere, by land routes, by the time they reach America, they will not remain in a good condition. So, the perishable goods were not possible. Since the land routes passed through the countries, there was a danger of them being closed by the rulers. So, supposing if the land route is passing through the area of some other king, maybe the king will not allow. As students, you all know, when we have a plot and we have built a house, what first thing we do is we put a compound for our area. We don't allow anybody to enter it unnecessarily. In the similar way, here also there was a danger that land routes would be closed. So a need was felt of a new type of commercial route which would be beneficial for traders. So here now there was a need which was felt. See, it is always said that the necessity is the need of invention. So here also the need was felt for the traders that new route had to be found out. Now, second important point, let us go back to the story. See, if the farmer had a limited land and always he was thinking about more wealth, and in the dream he saw that lot of wealth is there. This is our second point, knowledge of wealth of the eastern countries. Europeans had the information of wealth and the riches of the eastern countries. Now, how did they get the information that in so and so place there is lot of wealth? Now, let us see. Either through the records of the earlier traders or by witnessing the profits which were earned by the traders through their trading activities of goods sold at higher prices. So, two important points are here. One is the records which were kept by the earlier traders. So, referring to that records, they came to know. And secondly, they saw the profit which was made by the earlier traders. Here now Marco Polo visits in 13th century to the kingdom of Kublai Khan in China, and the precious stones that he had brought created desire in the minds of the traders to amass wealth. So Marco Polo had gone to China in the 13th century. This is his story now. Now from there when he returned, he came with nice precious stones and lot of wealth. So when other people saw this, they also got a desire. Like students, when you all see the things of your friends, you all tell your parents that so and so friend of mine has brought this new thing and I also want that kind of a thing. So similarly, here also the desire was there in the minds of the traders to amass wealth. Now what goods were carried? Goods like Chinese silk, Indian cotton and precious stones, perfumes, other items like gums, dyes, fragrant wood, etc. were in demand in the European markets. So see students, we should be proud to be Indian because all these things which are there in our country were very much famous in the European countries. Here in this slide we can see Marco Polo, who had visited China, and he encouraged other European merchants to find sea routes to the east so that they could bring these luxury items and make enormous profits. So he was the person who encouraged others also. These are the goods we can see in this slide: the precious stones, the fragrant wood, and of course the Chinese silk, which we can see here. So, and many other things which were very famous in the European markets. The third important point is growth of geographical knowledge. See students, remember back the story that farmer had a knowledge of wealth, and after that he started thinking of learning geography. Now how did they learn? A number of books were published in the 15th century which provided useful information about the trade routes between Far East and West and improved the geographical knowledge of the Europeans. See, today also when we have to improve our knowledge, we collect the knowledge from various sources. So the books which they referred were the book Geography, which was written by Ptolemy, and the Merchant's Handbook written by Florentine. Now these books, how did they help them? These books provided valuable information and were a guide to them when they were undertaking voyages. Just like today, when we travel, we use the Google Maps, or previously we used to carry the maps with us when we travel. But today we are using Google Maps. Similarly, these books were the guide to them now. Here in this slide, we can see Ptolemy, who had written the book Geography, very intelligent person who wrote the book Geography. Now, after getting the knowledge, the most important thing was the patronage which had to be received from the European monarchs. As we had seen in the story, that farmer is going to the king to take the financial assistance. Let us see this. The traders during this period had secured the patronage from the European rulers to undertake voyages to the unknown lands because they considered it as an opportunity to make investment which would earn them high returns in terms of money as well as land. Now this point we have to understand. Now why were the kings helping them? The people who want to make profit, they always use the opportunity. Similarly, this opportunity was used by the kings. Why? Because it would earn them high returns in terms of money, and also they would acquire power over the newly acquired territories. By supporting the explorers, they could expand their empires by bringing the new area under their political supremacy. They also knew that they would be able to earn more wealth through the trading activities in the east. Now why they were helping the explorers? Because once they went to the east, they were sure that they would be able to earn more wealth. So these kings were providing two kinds of help to all the people, explorers, that is all kinds of financial as well as non-financial support was given to the explorers as well as the traders. Now remember the point, the desire to spread Christianity. This was the point which was told by the king. Now desire to spread Christianity. Remember the farmer was told that when you go there you have to spread Christianity. The discovery of the new lands was looked by the Christian missionaries as an opportunity to spread their religion. So just like the king, just like the traders, the missionaries also thought that this was an opportunity to spread the Christianity. These missionaries were often supported by the European traders and merchants who were also keen to exploit the unexplored land. So like the merchants, like the king, the missionaries also were interested in exploring the new lands. The next important cause was the availability of the navigational aids. Now, which navigational aids were used? The explorer had an access to a number of navigational aids like the mariner's compass, astrolabe, geographical maps, and knowledge about shipbuilding. Now, all this was helping the explorers. We are going to see now how this helped. Now, it was the use of the mariner's compass which was the most useful to them. Now, who invented it is a question. Though it was an ancient Chinese invention, it was put to use only in the 15th century. It was already invented, but it was not used. But now in the 15th century, it was used. Here in this slide, we can see the mariner's compass here. Now, how was this useful? Now, this provided the navigator an idea about the direction in which they were sailing in the deep ocean. See, students, when the explorers are going in the deep oceans, it's very difficult to find out where they are going. So, this used to help them. It is to give them an idea about the direction in which they were going. The next important is this helped them to navigate properly in the deep oceans. So, navigating properly and knowing the directions were the two important uses of mariner's compass. The next thing we can see here is astrolabe. Now, astrolabe used to help to predict when the sun will rise and when it will set. This was the use of the astrolabe. Now, besides this, they used to use the maps. Good quality ships were used. And the last point for the geographical discoveries is the capture of the city of Constantinople. Now, what happened here? As we saw, the limitation of the land routes was one of the cause. Knowledge of wealth was the second cause. Knowledge of geography was the third cause. Then we saw the availability of navigational aids, desire to spread Christianity, and this is the next point, that is capture of the city of Constantinople. Europe had enjoyed a flourishing trade with Constantinople. Now, what was Constantinople? It was the capital of the Eastern Roman Empire for many years. But what happened to the Constantinople? In 1453, Constantinople fell into the hands of Ottoman Turks. So now, Constantinople was captured by the Ottoman Turks, and Europe's trade with the East was disrupted because the Turkish rulers did not allow the Europeans to carry out their trade through this route. Now, what happened? Once they captured it, they blocked it. Once Constantinople went into the hands of the Ottoman Turks, the Turkish rulers said, we are not going to allow anybody to pass through our kingdom. And this, since there was a constant demand for the Eastern goods, they could not stop their trading activities, and so they were compelled to find out a new route. Now, what happened here? Already they had seen all the Eastern goods, they had started using it. And once they had started using it, there was a constant demand for these goods. And now they could not stop because the land route was closed. Because Constantinople was closed, they could not stop this. So, in this unit, we have seen the causes of the geographical discoveries, and we have seen the trade in the ancient and the medieval ages. Let us just have a recall of all the causes of the geographical discoveries. The first one was limitation of land routes. Second one was knowledge of wealth. Third one was knowledge of geography. Next one was availability of navigational aids, desire to spread Christianity, and the last one which we saw was the capture of the city of Constantinople. So this is the first unit which we have finished today. In the next lesson, we will see how they are making use of this opportunity to find out the new routes, how they are discovering the new routes, and what were its consequences. Thank you, students.
Prudent Scholars, powered by Lupin Pharmaceuticals.